Hello and welcome to Hixxy Studio. In this video I am going to show you how to make this really lovely bright green tag. I am using this it's all falling apart there. This set of flowers and leaf borders. They're from Jeanine's art from the Welcome Spring collection. And I am going to use some paper from my stack and something else that I'm really quite addicted to at the moment. These are from Elizabeth Crafts. They are part of the Planner Essentials collection. They're like, I don't know if you're showing my age now. When you get your ring binders and you pull the things and you put those little reinforcement rings. Well, these are just really great fancy reinforcement rings, which I think I'm going to be using quite a lot of my tags. And you can see I've used a little one here, this one, just to reinforce. There are actually 12 in the set, but this is just 6 of them because this is the pack that I'm using. Okay, so we're going to start with a tag, and if you've seen me do my things before, I have a set of tags. Now, I found with this was the die. This is the template I wanted for my tag. But when it came to this one, the next one down that I had was this one, which I felt was a bit too small. So what I did was and I can show you here, I drew round it onto another piece of grey board, and I measured because this one, as you can see, this one is 2 3/4 across, and this is 2 1/2. So I've got 1/2 inch difference. So what I did is I went round and I made it a 1/4 inch bigger. Okay, so that now fits better. So and that will just go in with my templates, and we need to use that anyway. So we're going to start by covering the tag. Now, I quite like painting, using my paints and my sprays, but not everybody does. So this is a way for you to be able to do your tag. Let me look on that one. Which I did. It's no problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to and I'm going to get my acrylic glue. Bear with me. I'm having a real glue issue day today. All my glues are just like not functioning. And then yesterday, when I was finishing on my prep, somewhere I snapped the lid of this one off. I have no idea where it is. Thankfully, I can keep using my little pin to open it up, and it is still working because I still got quite a bit of glue in there. But yeah, I think this week is kind of glue gate. Right, so I am applying the glue to the tag, not to the paper. And I haven't, as you can see, I haven't cut my paper because the problem with doing that, and I'm as guilty as anyone, is you cut it and you think you've got it exactly right, and then you haven't, and it's too short somewhere along the line, and it is not going to stick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it not right to the edge. I want a little bit of room for manoeuvre, and I'm going to go over it with my sprayer just to make sure I push down all the way over it. Okay, and then I'm going to get my scissors. I'm going to get my big scissors here, and I literally, because this is grey board, it's not hugely thick, but it is grey board, so there's kind of an edge to it, so you can kind of butt your scissors up to the edge and then just cut that bit out, and then you can do the same again here. Just butt your scissors up to the edge of the grey board and cut. That, and then same down the side. Just keep pushing your scissors, the edge of your scissors against your grey board. Okay, and then same at the bottom. It's not quite stuck at the bottom, but not to worry. There we go, and then up the side. Okay. So this means that you can use all your lovely papers on your tags. So Right, so we're going to now put this, the one side done. We're now going to put glue on the other side of the tag, and we are going to repeat. Just kind of listening to myself there and going, we are, we are. I am. You might not be, but you know. I'll probably say it again in a minute, but there we go. So we're going to, yeah, there we go, I am going to cut along the edge of my tag. And now because I've got a reasonably thick bit of grey board, and to be honest with you, this is just, this bit of grey board that I've used for this came, you know, sometimes you get things in the big envelopes, and people, they wrap them round with these big bits of cardboard. We'll keep those because that's what that is. It's just a bit of grey board out of something I was sent, and they're useful. Now, as you can see the edge of it, and I don't really want to see the edge of it, so I'm going to bring in my Deceptress oxide, and I don't know, those of you that are really into your distress inks, just colours like I am, you tend to start seeing all your colours in terms of the names of the distress inks. So as soon as I saw this colour, I thought, yeah, I know that's Mowed Lawn, I need to use for that. You do get to know your inks, but you may not be a distress person. You may be, you know, I don't know, eyes inks or whatever, but you'll know what will go. So all I'm doing is I'm inking the edges to start off with, so that my grey board is no longer grey and it actually tones in with my paper. And then I'm also just going to go round the edge. I'm taking my hands off the desk, because every time I do something like that on the desk, the Gemini starts to move. So yes, I'm just giving that little bit of an edge, and then it all tones in sort of around the side. I'm going to do the back as well, front and back. No, shouldn't be any different. The tag should look equally as nice on the back as it does on the front. And you could use this as a bookmark. You could just make it straight, or you could keep things there. But you know, it's equally as useful as a bookmark as it is a tag. Right, so there is our tag, covered in paper and inked. I am now going to punch my hole, and I have my big, this is so big and so old, but it is just so useful. It's just, for those of you who don't, it's a crocodile. I don't honestly even know if you can still get them, but I've had this years. But it is one of the best tools I ever bought. It punches through pretty much anything with two different size holes. And I think I've done that a little bit higher, but I'm not going to worry too much. Not to worry. So, need to make my white tag shape. So I'm going on the back of my piece of white card. I've got some textured white card here, and I'm going to grab a pencil and draw round. And for this, I'm going to use my trimmer. You can do it with a knife, you can do it with scissors, but I know that with the grey board, I don't always end up cutting it completely straight. So by putting it into the guillotine, I know that this side, even if my line that I've drawn isn't straight, then the side of my tag will be straight. You can kind of see it isn't quite straight all along, but it's there or thereabouts, and it gives you a good enough guide. Come in slightly on that. And then I'll do these two bits with a pair of scissors, because lining those up on a guillotine isn't always easy. So just gonna snip there and snip. Okay, so that's our piece there. Okay, now what I have done is to use this lovely ivy dye in 2 ways. Well, I say in 2 ways. I've only done 1 cut, but it's allowed me to use it in 2 ways. I've used it to actually cut into, looks like I did it up that way, to cut into the die. So you can see here that I've cut into, so it shows the paper through. And then I've used the bit that I cut out with the rest of the flower dies. So I'm going to set this up to cut. So I'm going to cut one of the flowers on the green, and I'm going to cut this out of this tag. Okay, now I know my machine at home is the plates, even my plastic shimmer on my particular machine is quite marked. Now it doesn't matter, this cardstock won't mark, but if you're using something like a pearl card, Centura Pearl or something like that, you may end up getting some transfer of the marking. So my suggestion would be to just put a sheet of copier paper over the top of this, between this and your plate, just to stop that marking. And there's my tape. Okay, so we are going to just take that on there, and we are going to take this on here. Now I do want to emboss this one. There isn't any embossing detail, but this one I do want embossed. So we're going to see how it goes through the machine to begin with. Ooh, there, there. We'll see how that cut. Now you'll see in a moment with the way the ivy cuts out, there are a couple little bits that pop out, and I'll show you how to get those back in the right place in a moment. Let's just check whether we're cut to begin with. So yes, we're cut. Now this is cut and it is slightly embossed. You can kind of see a bit, but I know it can emboss more than that, so I am actually going to run this through again just to emboss it, because as you can see, it's got some really, really lovely detail on the emboss for the flowers. That's kind of really worth putting it through again. For those of you that have not used a machine, I mean, all this does is this pushes, rather than cutting, it pushes the die down into the paper, and the embossing mat prevents it from cutting, but it means that you then get all the detail. So you can see now from the back, you can see that I know that is now embossed properly. So that's perfect. Okay, let's take that out. Sometimes when your dies don't cut great, or have not cut quite enough, just running it through on an emboss like that is enough just to finish it off. Let's pop this out. There we go. So there, you see beautiful emboss through there. Okay, almost to the point, it's just on the edge of being too much pressure there, but it's fine. Does that come off? If I knock that off of somewhere? Yes, there. Okay, we'll just hold on to that so that I don't get rid of that. Right. So first thing then, we're going to stick this on. And as you can see, this looks a bit funny here. That's because we've got these bits in the die that we need to stick back in. So let's stick this on first. Let's see if my glue's still working. Yeah, so we're going to stick this on first. Right. goes on there, like so. Now, I'm going to pop this out. So then that bit's still there. So put those out with the die. I know that they've released. Now, the best way to place these is to pop this back in, and then you can see exactly where they should go. And I'm going to hopefully my still. So we're not sticking this white bit, this main white bit back in, but we do want to stick this bit here and this bit here. I'm just putting the glue in these little apertures, I suppose, if you like, these little spaces. And then I am going to stick them back in. So that one is going to go in there. And I think this one's the next one. Oh, the right way. And then this one here. So while this die is not specifically designed to be a cutout die, if you like, it just by doing this you can get it to become a cutout die. There we go. So we have now put those back in, so it makes it look much more like the original leaves. And now we have this that we're going to use for building up our little arrangement here. Now I have already cut another one of those out, and I have my little reinforcers there here. Now I already have a box. I'm starting to collect these because these little dies will cut more. You know, this one cuts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, you know, I only need 2 for a project, and I've used 2 on that one, 2 on this one, and that leaves me 3. These ones like this, these are great. These ones actually fold round, so they will go round the whole thing. Yeah, really cool. Really cool little things. Just one of those die packs you look at and go, but actually when you start using it, you think, wow, there's so many things. You can use them as embellishments as well, you know, and put the whole back in, or the different colour back in. Anyway, I digress from the tag. So I am going to just snip into this, and I'm going to snip off these bits because I don't really want them. And same here, I'm going to snip them off both ends just so that I know whichever way I decide to put it on, they're not going to be there. Okay, that one comes off on that one. Right, so those are my 2 bits of ivy. Now, which one? This is the one that's already broken. So I'm also going to snip this one off. This one's the one that's already gone, but snip it off here. And up here. Okay, let's make that look more like a leaf. Take that bit off there, take that bit, oh, don't need that, that's fine. So now I've got some several bits of different heights that I can arrange for my little bouquet, whatever you like to call it. So I am going to put some glue on the back of here. Sorry, I've gone a bit quiet there, just 1 miles away. Right, so this one we're going to stick here, and I'm just overhanging the little flower there. That one goes on there, and then I think we'll put this one on, so it's going out there. Bit of glue, on the back of these. There. Put new glue on the bottom of that stalk. That's why that's not sticking. Okay. Then I'm going to put the ivy in. Go that way. Yeah. Before I put the last bits on the top. Put this bit going over here. And glue on this bit. Going out here. And then we're going to put this here. And I'll add that little bit that broke off back on in a moment. Again, I really like this die. Where's the die? Here. Because you could have it either way. It's one of those ones that there's flowers going in both directions at, either end. So it's a really nice one. And it also allows you to kind of have this almost like you would in a hanging basket where the flowers come out and over. Now that one should go there, but I'm going to actually put it out right over that, as it's not attached. Just put a bit of glue on there. I'm going to actually put it like it's off of that one. There we go. Okay, so I have got a sentiment here. This is from Trimcraft Sentiments Die Collection that I'm going to put on there. Before I do that, we'll do that last because I'm using some 3D glue gel. So that's one of my reinforcers, and the other of my reinforcers. I mean, these do serve a purpose to strengthen, because particularly if you're using thinner card, then pulling at the hole, particularly when you're putting the ribbon in and out, can rip. So it's quite nice to have that little bit there. But plus, with these ones, it adds such a lovely little bit of decoration. So I know they're still wet, but we're gonna plug on with it. There we go. So pull that through. Now I have got a little bit of green because I didn't heat set the ink, but that's okay. I can cope with that. So I'm just going to, when I do this, to get that V, I always fold the ribbon in half. I don't always do double layers, but I will for this, and then just cut that way, and then you get that V. Looks nice, and it also helps prevent your ribbon from fraying. So I'm going to finish off by putting the Best Wishes sentiment on. So I cut that out of white, and it's one of those that you can read through. So I just backed it with the same green card that I cut these from. And I put in 3D gel on because there's quite a lot of layers there now, and then because I just want that to sit nice and flat. Okay, so there we have our Best Wishes tag. So the tag is made from grey board. We've used some white texture card. Then the main die that we've used, let's me show you an empty packet because I've got the dies all over the place. So this is this Welcome Spring Flowers and Leaf Borders from Jeanine's Art. A lovely leafy bit and some flowers we've cut in and we've cut out. And then we've used just a couple of these lovely reinforcements from Elizabeth Crafts. This is the reinforcement pack 2. Okay, so I have also done a video To be fair, it's the glue went all wrong with that with the last one. But if you want to see this used in a completely different way, I have made a lantern with it. So have a look on the YouTube channel and you'll be able to see how to use this in a completely different way. Thank you for joining me.